Hi there, beautiful souls. I am just so delighted to see you here in this amazing, magical place that we create together, this beautiful container of love. And so I am just so blessed to be doing this, filming this on the solar eclipse today, and also the new moon and the equinox energies that are coming through as well for tomorrow. What a wonderful, amazing time we live in. And so blessed to be part of all this. So today, now it's quite strange really, because I actually completed this transmission in July, but it wasn't the right time to send it out. And now I understand why, because it had to be around the time of the solar eclipse. I had no idea of this at the time, but this is how it works. So in today's video, we're going to be exploring Lemuria. So who were the Lemurians? And why do they matter to us right now? So I've been fascinated with Lemuria from the moment I heard about them. And I actually don't recall when I did hear about them. I just remember that my soul, when I heard the name Lemuria, and then I watched the film Avatar, and I was just blown away. It was like as if I was re-remembering a part of myself, and I was being connected back to that part of myself. And I remember when I was a child, when I was about 3, when the moment that I could understand basically that I didn't feel like I was in the right space, in the right time, in the right planet. I felt like I wasn't meant to be in a body, and that wherever I was before, I wasn't in a body. And everything was kind of alien to me here on Earth. And when I remember watching Avatar, I remember realizing that I was actually a part of something that I felt that I was part of. And I went through this whole kind of remembering, and I just kind of feel that James Cameron has, through the collective memory, envisaged this world that felt like home. So if we meet here for the first time, I'm Layla. Welcome to my page, Layla Star-seer, where we journey and meet with so many beautiful beings from many different places. I just feel so blessed to have you here, so feel free to enjoy and explore. So in today's, like we said, in today's video, we're going to be exploring here. We will be also meeting the Lemurian being who is still in a different timeline. So if you understand a little bit about time, well, do we really understand anything about time? But let's have our little moment where we're thinking, well, how do we meet a Lemurian being who is in a different timeline? Because time is not linear. And whilst we are in this timeline, there is simultaneously many different timelines in convergence with us. So that's why we're going to be able to communicate with a beautiful being called awaken. And he wishes to gift us with energies to support us from Lemuria, and he's linked to the Pleiades and the star Maya. So there's going to be a kind of a synergetic process with that one. So firstly, let us delve into the term Lemuria. So although in indigenous cultures across the world, Lemuria has always existed. It may not have been Lemuria, it might not have been the name Lemuria, yet there are many depictions of a place in time where we were aligned, meaning we were both celestial and human. And we were aligned with all around us and the realms all around us, the Devic realms and all the different dimensions. And so the indigenous cultures hold a real sacred memory of those times within their DNA and within their cultures. In the Western psyche, though, this only really was relatively modern times, okay? In the Western psyche, the term Lemuria came into being through theosophy. Theosophy is a study of religion, science, and philosophy. The word theosophy is a combination of two Greek words, so theo meaning God and sophia meaning wisdom. So it's the meaning, the quest for divine wisdom. Helena Blavatsky was the founder of theosophy, a mystic and a writer, was born in Russia and emigrated to the United States. She co-founded the Theosophical Society in 1875. Blavatsky was quite a fascinating figure and has left behind a legacy of wisdom and information that influenced other great minds of modern times, such as Rudolf Steiner, Edgar Cayce, and even Carl Jung. Blavatsky gained knowledge through her extensive world travels and spiritual training with masters of ancient wisdom, who she named as the Mahatmas. The Mahatmas means the liberated ones. Blavatsky spoke about the root races, stages in humanity, unfolding journey. While her terminology can feel a bit esoteric or even controversial through a modern lens, the underlying idea resonates with the timeless notion that human consciousness evolves, and each root race represents an expression, a collective awareness, a step into humanity's ongoing journey towards self-realization, spiritual depth, and unity. In A Secret Doctrine, Helena Blavatsky speaks about the root races. She states that we are not the first civilization, but the fifth, with the sixth already awakening. The understanding of Lemuria in Blavatsky's teachings, to understand Lemuria in Blavatsky's teachings, we must first see humanity not as a linear evolution, but a spiral moving through vast cycles of time, each marked by a root race. So first she talks about the Polarians, the first root race. According to Blavatsky, these were ethereal, not bound by flesh, but luminous and formless. These beings did not die or reproduce in ways we understand. They simply existed as divine sparks, pure consciousness emerging from cosmic origins. Then the second root race, the Hyperboreans, was more tangible, although still fluid and dreamlike. Their fall was not moral, but material. So basically the descent from divine light was more to do with them becoming denser in form because of the changing atmospheres of the cosmos and Mother Gaia. The third root race is the Lemurians. The Lemurians is when humanity began to take on a physical form. They're still very malleable in their form. They were androgynous and reproduced through splitting. It was a civilization that lived in deep harmony with the stars. And people understood the inner energies of Mother Earth and the movement of the cosmos. They were in sync with the sacred rhythms of life. They had no written language. They telepathically communicated in images and vibrational thought frequencies. Then something shifted as they became denser in form. They began to form a desire for individuality and separation. This transition then became the fourth root race, the Atlanteans. Where Lemurians were linked to divine connection and cosmic unity, Atlanteans were marked by brilliance. Atlanteans developed intellect, technology, language, and architecture. They harnessed the forces of the earth, not just electricity, but energies we no longer understand. They built cities of crystal and light and mapped the stars. The fall of Atlantis took place where there was a split. Those that lost their spiritual connection and became corrupted by power. This led to the demise of the Atlanteans through the Great Flood and pole shift. Some Atlanteans survived and scattered across the world, bringing with them lost knowledge. And so we see that in places such as Egypt and Peru and so many amazing places around the world. Now, the fifth root race, which is what we are currently meant to be in, and this term of the root race, the fifth root race, is a little bit controversial because they're called the Aryans. The Aryans were considered to be the fifth root race, and it depicts a time of spiritual place in our evolution when even Blavatsky's theory can be inverted because it was then used and commandeered by Hitler, creating a racial ideology around the Aryans. But in Blavatsky's work, she describes the fifth root race as inheriting a world of mystery and echoes of power we no longer can explain, losing touch with our divine nature and legacy. So I guess in a lot of the world right now, this is what's happening, the disconnection between the divine and our sacred heritage. And this is what we are, well, some of us are in, the fifth root race. And she said, Blavatsky went on to predict that a new human, the sixth root race, are coming, she says. These beings will blend intellect with intuition, science with spirit. They will not be defined by nationality or language. They will communicate through thought, perceive the invisible, and live in harmony with planetary forces long forgotten. Blavatsky believed that we are carrying karma from our Atlantean heritage and reliving the story, so we are now at the choice point. Our Lemurian heritage lives on in myth, in subtle genetic lines and in magnetic fields in places across Mother Gaia, such as Easter Island, parts of the Pacific and Indian Oceans, as well as other parts of the earth, are emerging in our collective memory as we rise in consciousness to meet them. Through Akashic records that can be accessed by any being through intent and dedication. To remember Lemuria is to remember innocence, unity, connection to the earth and our Devic realms. To remember Atlantis is to remember power, mastery, and the dangers of imbalance. To remember them both is to reclaim our full story and heritage. So, in my view, we're not going backwards to Lemuria because they were basically different energetically, and we are much denser in our form. Our evolution in the sixth root race is to reclaim our multi-dimensional capacity in our current physical form, to be the embodied, multi-dimensional cosmic beings. This is our destiny. If we choose to claim it, this is new earth we are dreaming into form. So I picked some cards when I was doing the transmission, and basically they said to me, beautiful guides, they said to me that this is like a little bit of a map into how we can reclaim those parts of ourselves. So the first card, so this is actually from a deck called Beyond Lemuria by Izzy Ivy. It is amazing. So, vulnerability. Through our vulnerability, alchemizing our lives, the pain, the suffering, transforming our wounds, activating our kundalini from victimhood into sovereignty. Let me just go a bit closer with that one. Such beautiful art. Yeah. Next one is unique gifts. Only when we can reclaim our unique gifts, which not only elevate our being, but also in turn serve as a catalyst for others. It's a beautiful being. Okay. Next one is water. I love this one. Waters, recognizing waters as our divine support, emotion, energy in motion, recognizing emotions as an alchemical force, our pathway to transcendence, water, liquid, light, transforming us to becoming light personified. And I think I need some water right now, to be honest. The next card is root chakra, grounded and centered in Mother Gaia's crystal core, in our embodiment, here, fully, present in our lives, our body, finally trusting our innocence. And the last card was trust your innocence. Trusting our innocence, the curiosity, the childlike wonder that may have been lost along the way, but is the key in our lives to claiming our Lemurian heritage. So, it's blessings of those cards. I really recommend, if you love the art and really felt pulled to get this beautiful deck by Izzy Ivy. So, the next part is meeting with Awaken. So Awaken would like to share some energy with us. Awaken is a Lemurian being who is still in that timeline. It tells me that he has ancestry from the Pleiades, specifically the star Maya. So he would like to share a journey to Lemuria with the influence of the star Maya and celestial healing for those of you who wish to receive this. So if you wish to receive this transmission, please become comfortable in your wherever you are. Close your eyes as you take some deep breaths. So each time you're breathing out any dissonance in your body and breathing in golden light. Relaxing each part of your body as you feel yourself drifting deeper and deeper. As you drift, you feel yourself floating on a cloud of softness. It takes you further into time and space as you slowly land on a beautiful crystalline terrain of deep turquoise blue. You feel that you are in the depths of an ocean. Yet you are able to breathe and walk in this terrain with no difficulty. There are beautiful structures made out of crystal, shining with ethereal light. The colors are so beautiful and vivid. As you focus your eyes, you see a figure walking towards you. He is masculine in form, with white hair, and his eyes are so blue. They reflect the waters around you. He approaches and states that his name is Awaken. Awaken, in his words, speaks to you, but he does so telepathically. So you hear his words directly and you realize that you too have this ability here. Awaken explains that you are in a part of Lemuria. In Lemuria, all beings could telepathically communicate with each other. As he asks you to follow him, he takes you further along a path that has just appeared. As you walk along, you see a beautiful building made of crystal, shining with luminosity. You feel a strange buzzing, feeling the vibration of energy. Awaken states that here you can physically feel each being communicating with you. So this was a crystal being communicating to you. Awaken goes to say, this in Lemuria, all beings are equal. There is no hierarchy of any species or being. Aegon asks you to sit on the crystal bench so you can feel the vibration more deeply. He states that this will help you with your remembrance of your Lemurian heritage. As you sit on this crystal bench, you feel a vibration of energy so strong, it pulses through your entire body. You feel as though it is altering the very makeup of your physical body, because you no longer feel solid in your body. You feel lighter, as if you are not even in your human body. Aegon explains that you have temporarily been transported into your Lemurian body, which was plasma, and therefore was able to interact with other energetic forms in a very holistic way. In this body, you are more able to experience a wholeness without separation. It takes you a little time to acclimatize in this new form, but once you do, you experience a feeling that you have not been able to capture in your body. A feeling and literal sense of this connectivity to everything, every being, every breath of the whole. You feel completely immersed in this feeling of oneness. There is no you, no outside of you. This completeness, this union without end. All barriers within you fall away, as every part of you is filled with a divine source of light. In this moment, there is no time. There is no past or future, just the eternal now. In this state, you feel such peace. There is no striving, no seeking, nothing but peace, beingness, and love. You allow yourself to just experience this oneness, completely letting go, because your new film can no longer hold on to anything that is not in resonance with this divine light. You are embodied light, and you let rest here for some time. Then when you are ready, you take a deep breath, grounding back into your body, back into the room, and slowly, very slowly, when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Now you have this Lemurian part of this essence of you. Allow yourself to integrate this part into your being. Take note of anything that takes place over the next few days. You may receive messages. You may receive memories. Just be kind to yourself and enjoy the process of integration. And also there may be things that happen where things are no longer aligned. Move away, because this is like a deep transmission. So just allow your body to integrate, and the energies of the solar eclipse and new moon and the equinox will help rebalance you. The energies of the equinox are very balancing energies, so they will support you in balancing and creating that harmony within yourself. So I'd just like to leave you with some closing words after this transmission. Yeah. Long before memory and time took shape as we know it, there was Lemuria, a land of harmony, wisdom, and connection. The people of Lemuria moved with the earth, attuned to her subtle currents, living in rhythm of heart, spirit, and soul. Today, the whispers of Lemuria are returning through intuition, dreams, and sacred patterns of life. We feel the call to remember who we truly are. This is an invitation to awaken, to step into the evolution of heart and mind, to create a world where awareness, compassion, and creativity flow as naturally as the oceans and the stars. The Lemurian current is alive. It is here. It is calling us home. I leave you with that, beautiful beings. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.